All right, so we're going to begin in chapter 1, and this is my review over chapter 1, and probably the most profound chapter in the text because it really points us to some of the things that we need to know about our own personal health. The 6 dimensions out of the first chapter really bring us to a very unique point because we're forced to deal with this. And for you as a college student, you're forced to deal with this at a very complicated time in your life, and that is in college. So bear in mind that I am bearing that in my mind. But one of the things that really stands about this chapter is the fact that each of us are very strong with some of these dimensions, and each of us are very weak in some of these dimensions. And so it's really easy for us to say, I have physical wellness or I have emotional wellness well in hand, but maybe my spiritual wellness is not that much, or maybe my social wellness is suffering here, or you know what, perhaps it's maybe one thing is strong and the other 5 are really weak. I don't know what your personal story is. I know what mine is. After I completed Lab 1.1, I found that my weakest wellness dimension was my emotional wellness. And that's not to say that probably I need to be locked up and put away, but it is saying that I probably need to evaluate some of the criteria that develops my emotional wellness. And so perhaps when you complete Lab 1.1, you'll see that there's a couple of things that you need to work on, maybe in one or more of these dimensions. What I wanted to do was I wanted to look at page 5 where it talks about balancing your wellness dimensions, and I wanted to quote this out of the text. It does say that virtually everyone is stronger in some dimension of wellness than others. Striving for improvement in all 6 wellness dimensions is a lifelong process. And so one of the things that I know that this textbook helps me to understand is that I won't be great at everything all the time, that I need to pay attention to some of these things every once in a while, but I know that I may have to give up on some too so that I can ascertain wellness in others. It also talks about how over time a balance of work on all the dimensions, 1 or 2 now, others later, will eventually promote other overall wellnesses. So with that in mind, consider Lab 1.1 very carefully. Evaluate that. Take that and maybe even consider that with some of your friends, especially if you're really good at this social wellness thing. Discuss that. Have your friends do this same continuum and understand that yes, it is a continuum. It's a constant process in work, which all of us humans are. We are a constant process in work. And so as we go through life, we need this to be a continuum. If it wasn't, if it was an absolute, we would be in trouble. Think about that. Let me know what you think on video summary number 1 in learning module number 1. Hope everything's well for you. Have a good day.